Mm. All right, all right. What's going on, party people? Oh, there's my water. Ah, I knew it was around here somewhere. Mm. I know it's basketball season tonight, so I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I'm not gonna keep you too long at all because I know we got basketball season. So get in here and chop it up and see what we can make happen. Mm. Mm. All right, all right. What's going on, man? Ah, I just figured I'd hop on real quick. Got I know it's basketball season, so I ain't gonna keep people too long. I might check it out myself. Plus, we got some house guests over here, so go chop it up with them and see what because it's been a while since we seen them and everything. Everything's good. Enjoyed my day off. Today is me and the wife's anniversary, so we just had a great time and just kicked it with each other. Um, and that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. I mean, I'm trying to find something here. Yeah, so other than that, no, everything's been good. I just been working hard. I mean, right now I'm at 79 for the month. 79 appointments for the month. Um yeah. And that's with me taking the whole day off. So and we're gonna talk about the NNA. We're gonna talk about whatever. And if y'all got any questions, throw them in the chat. I always like to know where y'all from. I'm here in Virginia. People don't realize I'm in Virginia, so tell me where y'all coming from. I'm here in Virginia. All that good stuff. So, and here's a little bit about what we did today. Oops, got to add it to the stage. This is my wife's page, Ayaba G, and we went out today and just as always, we just kicked it with each other, took some pictures, got I love my wife's shirt on, I love my husband's shirt on, and good old fashioned married couple. Eating some lunch together, some rice and beans from a Jamaican restaurant called Desmond's here in the area. And she was eating some empanadas, lentil empanadas. Um, thank you very much. I got that, Tracy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Really do appreciate you. Thank you. And so we got the empanadas, the lentil empanadas. They're vegan, very, very good. It's a restaurant here called Desmond's. I've been knowing that young lady for a while. And she used to do notary stuff, but she really, her not that she wasn't a good notary, which she's an awesome person. I know she was a great notary, but her food is off the chain, and her food is like the only vegan food I eat. And then we were just out taking pictures and stuff. So today we had ourselves a nice time out there at the park and just sitting down, chilling with each other. A place called Mount Trashmore, and we just had ourselves a great time. She loved the ducks and stuff, so we were just kicking it with each other and everything. And then this is the Feast of Tabernacle Sukkot, so we was doing that and other food that we got from an Amish bakery. They got some good stuff. That's those empanadas. Them things are huge. They are huge. Yeah, it was chilly today up here. It was chilly. It was chilly. So yeah, that's what we did today. We were just kicking it with each other. We've been, as you can see, we've been married so long. We're not just out here running the streets all over the place. All right, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. All right, all right, because I know you made a couple of comments about that, and I don't know if you read my reply, um, and everything. So we'll deal with that. We're gonna deal with this because it's like let's discourage people from becoming signing agents so rates don't go back. All right, and we'll talk about that in a second. Um, so as a lot of people know that the NNA has increased their rates of for doing becoming a signing agent. I don't know about I don't you don't need to go through them in my opinion to become a notary, but if you want to, you do that. So it said review the certification packages. So this is simply what the certification packages are now. Um, Ideal for self-starters looking to for the essentials, you pay 199 or 299. They used to have them cheap. I think it used to be like a 90 one package for like $97 and all of that. So they've evolved and this is what they're doing now. Okay. What is it? If it's I don't know if it's a different price for the certification renewing. Okay, so this is if you're renewing. All right. So if you're renewing, it's this. And I think that's about the same. And if y'all hear some noise in the background, that's just friends over here kicking it with the wife of my sons. Not worried about that finding notary thing. So what I'll probably end up doing is just ordering this here. So I can just do my background screening and take the test. So that's if you're going to renew. But what a lot of people are having a fit over is the certification package part here that is now 90 is 399 if you want to get all of this information or basically 200 and $300. I personally feel that what they're trying to do is and I'm cool with that. Oh man, we didn't do no cake, man. We did some well, no, we did. We got some friendship bread. We did. We got some friendship bread and stuff like that. I forget, not the regular cake. It's that's my wife's favorite stuff. So I can't offer any of that up. And thank you very much, Wanda. Very much. Thank you. Okay, you got 78. All right, look at you. Go for it. Go for it. Yep, I'm at 79. So what I think is that the NNA is trying to push people away from being signing agents. So hence to you talking about discouraging people from becoming signing agents. Um, one of the misconceptions is that just because it's a lot of people, that's going to cause the rates to drop, you know, what they pay us. And if you get rid of people, it's going to cause them to pay us more. Not necessarily. In my opinion, the reason why we got the rates that to drop or the reason why rates drop was because people are screwing stuff up. Why would I want to pay you? I don't care how many people. You can have 400 people. But if y'all messing stuff up, I ain't paying you. And nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to accept that as a reason. They just think that it's just the numbers. But let's go back to this. Let's go back to this because see, who should you be talking to discourage people from coming in? You need to be talking to all of those train people out there with training courses that are looking for people to come in. I'm talking about these uncertified, these unverified training courses. They want those people are the ones who are saying, please come into the business. They're the ones, as well as the people who have signing companies. You got signing company owners now pushing courses to get people to come in. So if you really think about it, there's nothing I can say to get people to come in. It's everybody that's on TikTok peddling a course. So if you deal with that and deal with the reality of the business and tell people what this really about, that would persuade people, okay, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this. But when you make it seem like, hey, all you got to do is get a notary stand, roll up in here, and you just make money left and right, then you see, because I don't have, I mean, I do have a training course, but that's really for people who for real. And I can't take care of my household off of that 40 bucks for the training course. I can't take care of my household off. If I did, you know how many people I have to come through and take that. And I ain't got time to be doing all of that little mystical, magical stuff that a lot of them doing to keep you locked in with them. I ain't got time for all that. So that's really where it's at. So if the notaries can stop making mistakes, people have no problem paying us. Okay. And then and then you say, well, if the notaries are making mistakes, then they come in greedy and hungry and desperate. They come in desperate for money because they done spent so much money to get into business that they didn't have to spend. So what? They're going to say, I'll take anything you got. I'll take it, whatever. I don't care. I'll take the $40, whatever. But then you also have to look at the signing companies and see, y'all don't want to accept this. The signing companies has a contract with the title company who has a contract with the lender. And because there have been so many mistakes and so much uncertainty about these notaries out here, or these people want to call themselves signing agents and all of that, the companies are like, we don't feel that they deserve to be paid this high fee when they're not giving us a high quality of work. So if the results of what we're getting from them is not high quality, if they can't scan back correctly or fix the scan backs, like I had a scan back issue yet last night, I fixed it. So they can't scan back correctly. They won't use blue ink. They won't do this. They won't do that. So all of this stuff that notaries won't do, where they won't show up on time. I had two closings, in one in August and one this month, where I get called at the last minute. Hey, can you go out and do this because the notary didn't show up? So you have a lot of that going on, but you want all this money. You want money, 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 but you're not doing right. You said, well, no, Griff, that's not no. I'm doing good. But what those other notaries do affect us. What they are doing affects us. So you say, let let them come, just stay focused on your business, you'll be fine. 22 years in the bit. Right. That's it. Just let them come in and you do right. That's all you gotta do. But the problem is y'all keep wanting to have this little conglomerate. Y'all keep wanting to have this little powwow thing of we're going to all get together. And y'all don't understand we're independent business owners. We're supposed to be competing. And the issue is that y'all don't really want to compete. Y'all want everything to be laid out nice and pretty for y'all, like at your job. This ain't a job. This is a business. I got people coming to me talking about they need the government. We need the. I mean, I done had at least 5 people in the last 3 months tell me that we need to have the government force them to give us cost of living increases, force them to just give us pay increases, across the board, either cost of living increase annually or some kind of, what is it? What did they say? Um, what was it they called it? I guess a semi-annual increase, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, the government has nothing to do with what we're doing between two businesses. The only time the government steps in is when it's hurting the consumer. So the question would be, why should the government intervene between us and Villa Title, us and Carrington Mortgage, us and Coast to Coast? Why should they intervene if they said this is how they run their business and we agreed to it? You don't have to do it. You can walk away from it. Now, will you make money? I don't know. You probably won't, but you don't have to deal with that. So why would the government come in when the consumer who is using those entities is happy? Now they can come down on us because if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing and we're not making the people who we're doing a service for happy, then they can get on us and be like, hey, maybe you don't need a commission because you're not doing the job right. So I get what people are saying that, oh yeah, they need to, but this isn't a job. This is a business. And there's a certain way this thing's supposed to work. It says I was a witness for an order, and the actual notary came in asking the signer if they had a pen. The signer noticed the documents said black ink, and she said, like, oh. Yeah. So you got these, so y'all don't realize, maybe y'all do, and y'all don't care. Maybe some people just don't care. But they actually called them. and say, or send them a survey and say, hey, how things have been going? Did you like the notary? Are you cool with the notary? Would you work with that notary again? They ask them that. And the people are like, yeah, I do, or no, I don't, because the notary's a fool. The notary's cutting a fool, acting up. The notary came in here smelling like weed. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to find something here. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can find this thing to show y'all. Um, I wish I could remember. I can't find it. I can't remember who it came from. Hold on. It was an email that came to me. I can't find it, but I ain't gonna worry about it. I'll find it. If I find it another time, then I'll do a video and talk to you about it. But basically, they'll let you know that, hey, yeah, we like working with the notary. So people don't like the fact that the NNA increased their fees. Here's my thing. What are you doing to grow your business? If you're not doing anything to grow your business, then no, you're not going to be able to afford it. See, a lot of people, like I said, they won't even try to do the work, but they want everything to be dirt cheap. So you want the NNA people to give you this discount, but you're not doing any work. You're not taking any orders. And anything that does come your way, you say is beneath you and it's not worth it. But yet you'll spend $750 to go to that same NNA conference, which is the company who you say you don't like the fact that they raised the rates on. So they raised their fees up, but now you're upset because they did that. And you're like, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like the position of my camera. There we go. That feels better for me. All right. Sorry about that. You see what I'm saying? So you don't like the fact that they raised it up to $300, but you'll pay $750 to go to their conference. If you're paying $750 to go to their conference, why would I discount anything else that's supposed to be less? You pay $750 to come here, you'll find the money to pay $300 to do this here, or $200, or whatever the case may be. And you got notaries out there peddling the NNA saying, hey, go to their conference, go to their conference. All right, cool. I go to their conference. I might or might not learn something, but nonetheless, when I come back, guess what? I still got to do the work. So you can't complain. If people, I think a lot of people who are complaining about it is because they're not really doing the work out here, and they can't really pull any money from their personal accounts to pay for this without hurting something on their monthly bill side. So it's like, daggone, how I'm gonna make this happen? $300 because I really don't. I'm not a self learner. I really need to be taught some things. So I'm going to pay 300, but I ain't got 300, and I still got to pilot, and I still got to get the equipment. I still got to get equipment, and you talking about 300 for that? Yeah, next year to be 179 if I want to spend that, or 99. But right now, man, I ain't got it. And then you talking about these fees out here of this, that, and the other. And just because, and then you're like, well, I can't even do a apostille because I'm 4 hours away, and all this here mailing stuff back and forth. That ain't me trying to do general notary work. I'm sort of stuck at $2 a signature. So it's like where I'm going, how I'm going to make this money. How are people making all this money? Because y'all bragging about making $400 an hour or $400 a minute and all that kind of stuff, and I don't see it. So that's what's going on. I'm fine with the NNA price increase. Okay, the NNA increased their prices for those of y'all who are just sliding in. The NNA increased their prices for people who are just starting out, either 200 or 300, whichever one you want. If you are existing notary, it'll be either 179 or 99. I'm fine with the price increase. I'm doing the work so I can have the money to pay for it. If you're not doing the money so you can pay for it, doing the work so you can have money to pay for it, then you're going to have to change some things. You're really going to have to change something. It said I had a dining signing or signing service give me an extra 50 for my service. That is excellent. They take care of you. And they said I worked for corporate America 18 years and would be in North 24/7 if I had to before I go back. Chained to the clock, I never made the money I make now on any job. Yeah, you get out there and you work this business, you will make the money. I'm serious. You will make the money. There are people out here who are looking for quality notaries. And if you can become a quality notary, there's no reason why you can't make the money. You just got to be willing to do what it takes. You got to be willing to go out there and work hard, be available to them, do the stuff right, and everything else will fall in line. It says, I'm taking donations from. Hey, look. So, see, here's the thing. This is the real question. Type in the chat. How much you want to get paid? See, that's the question. How much you want to get paid to do a loan closing? And I don't care what the closing is. Okay. Now, of course, you're gonna be like, well, because of the paper and this and that. But remember, all of that stuff are tax write-offs. So you can't use that. You can't use well, because I got a print. That's a tax write-off. Okay. Well, my gas in my car, that's a tax write-off. The maintenance, that's a tax write-off. Okay. Tax write-off. And then you say, well, what about my time? To me, how much time you spend going to your W-2? How much time you spend prepping going to your W-2? Ladies with the makeup, men with the little aftershave and plucking, and getting the gray chest hairs out of the way and all that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So when you say, okay, well, because now the question is, what are you giving them to justify, as Oswald said, $300? Because see, now the question is, well, do I charge 300 because I'm brand new, because I've got some experience, or does it matter? I'm new. I don't know. But you want a whole buttload of money. What are they getting for that? Because if you're sketchy and iffy about how to do the business, to me, it's a little hard for you to demand to be paid something. But the thing is, if they only value what we do at this dollar amount, then how do you get them to look at it at a higher value? Because that's really what it boils down to. You go to Five Guys, the burger's gonna be almost $8-10. You go to McDonald's, it's not. So now Five Guys got to give you a reason to spend $8 for a burger versus $8 for a couple of Happy Meals to feed your kids. Why would I go to Five Guys when all I got is $30 and I can use that to feed my kids and get some gas in the car? You see what I'm saying? That's what I can do. I can use that to feed my kids and get some gas in the car rather than go to Five Guys and got to take out a mini loan. So sometimes people want exclusivity. So how do you make yourself exclusive to them so that they can say you're worth this dollar amount? We're going to pay you because, see, if they're a business and you're a business, you can negotiate and say, hey, look, I understand you, with these other people who are messing stuff up. Look at what I've been doing for y'all. I've been doing great work. Let's talk about a fee increase because of how much I'm saving y'all by not having to do redos and things of that nature. Now you can negotiate with them because you're showing them and you're giving them a reason to say, you know what, we should consider that. I got a company now. They tell me where I got to go. I give them my price. They say, no problem. I drove 2.5 hours to one spot, 2.5 hours back from that spot. I made 4 bills. Okay. Could I charge them more? Probably. But the thing is, they give me so much other work that it's like, okay. And they give it to me consistently. and they pay consistently. They pay fast. Not every company takes forever. So I'm like, my thing is, okay, this is a one-off. Every time I do need me to go, no problem. I got you. So now I'm their go-to person. And now instead of one escrow officer working with me, I got about 8 different escrow officers working with me. And it's lovely. So I'm good with them. And then there's other companies that don't pay as much, but they consistently give me work when it comes through. All I got to do is hit the button, say yes, and I get it. So yes, it's 75, but guess what? I'm getting that 75 more than you getting the 75. That's what this is all about. So when I got to pay these 2 cell phone bills, do they care whether the money we used to pay them was $75? All right, hold on. Somebody call me. Oh, okay, that was the thing. Okay, I got it. That was the thing. You know what I'm saying? So my cell phone bill does not care. Okay, hold on. I'll just let her know. And then just letting her know. Thank you. All right, so we good to go there. So that one's confirmed. But yeah, so that's the thing. And like you said, right, building relationships. We talk about that, building relationships, but how can you build a relationship when you're strong arming somebody into giving you money that they probably can't? And then you jump all up in their face, whether actual or virtually through the internet, and say, I know you got it because you got this coming in and you got that coming in, so you can give me this. That don't work for anybody. So I don't know how people think that they can take that tactic and bring it into the business world and force something. How are you going to force somebody? And how are you building a relationship where you're demanding somebody give you something, and then when before, as they say, well, oh no, don't you even say no. Don't you say nah, because I know you got it. That is the most disrespectful thing you can ever tell somebody in business. When you're working with them and you're trying to negotiate a contract and you say, well, look, I know you got it, so you need to pay it. This ain't like you loan somebody some money and they're hiding money to pay you back. Well, you can say that, hey, look, Fred, I know you got the money I know you got that $200 I loaned you. I know you got it because you just got paid. So you need to give me my money. This is different. You don't know these companies' internal operations or any of that justifies what they're doing financially. So you should not be jumping all up in their face at all in any way, shape, or form, or stirring other people up to say, pay me my money because I know you got it. Now you got to prove that. You got to prove that. You see what I'm saying? You said very good point. W2 will not pay for your travel to work in most cases. Right. They will not pay for your travel or any of that. Just say the most signing services don't even charge 300 to begin with. That is correct. Some of them don't. Some of them don't. It says I got stuck with printing close to 2.5 reams of paper when the signing was canceled. Yep, I've had that happen. Matter of fact, I was on my way to them with some documents, and they said, "Oh yeah, we just put the documents up." I said, "I already printed them." No, 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 no. Those should have been up there. I had to cancel the order because I couldn't squeeze them in now, and they gave me a $25 print fee, which my paper is $38, $38 to $40. So actually, I mean, $25 covers a half a case of paper. I didn't print a half a case of paper out. So yeah, I still made out. Okay. Not as lovely as I would, but I still made out because then when that order canceled, I ended up getting another order. So another order came through and I picked that one up. So you have cancellations. That's a part of business. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. What do you do what do you do if you have a company who you don't get, bad, you don't, how to say it, you don't get paid days off if it's not a certain such and such. There are some companies that work like that. So you want a paid day off for inclement weather? Nah, you're gonna have to just you're gonna have to come in because we decide we're not gonna pay you. If you don't come in, we think you can come in, so you need to show up. And if you don't, we're not gonna pay you. And what do? Well, I just won't deal with it. Okay, my check will be short this month. And then the first thing you doing, you already Mm, you're talking too fast. Hey, I ain't gonna have the money for the cell phone bill. And you better not cut me off. All right. Hey, I ain't gonna have the money for electric bill. Don't cut my lights off. You tell people you like, no, I ain't going in. Too dangerous. You accept, So there's things that we do and we deal with in the W-2 world. Then we try to get into a job and act like all stuck up. Now, for those of you who have lost jobs, I've been getting a lot of phone calls, as I said earlier today, a lot of phone calls from people, emails, text messages, talking about, they want to come in. And when I say talking about, not in a negative way, sounds like I'm asking me about coming back into the business or starting it. I'm already on one person booked me. I'm gonna be meeting with them on the 28th, which is Tuesday. So I'm gonna be meeting with them to hear them out and to hear what they got going on. Talk about, hey, what's your plan? What are you looking at? This, that, and the other. Okay. So if you are stuck on, if you're interested in getting back in, you want to probably maybe like I want to just get a feel for what I should be doing just in case I get my job back, but still keep this on my hip pocket just in case I need to pull it out again. Not a problem. The best way to do it is to book a session with me, and I will get with you, and then, hey, what's going on now? My man Joe Haskins. That's the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy. That's fine. I mean, if they want to do DoorDash, that's fine. I mean, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the person. You got to make sure you have the right personality for this stuff, because that's one of the problems, is that people don't realize that they really don't have the personality for some of this stuff. They want the work, and this is the site. You go here, you can book a 10-minute phone. I mean, he said 10-minute, 30-minute phone call for $10, or a 30-minute Zoom for $10. Most people prefer the Zoom because in case I got to show them some stuff, or they might want to share their screen and show me some things. But you go there, that's how you can book me. Um, if you want, all you gotta do is click on there, select the date. I got these different times. Some people will grab me up for more than just one. Will grab me up for more than one time slot. That's up to you. I've had, I think somebody, the most they booked me for 3 in a row. So for an hour and a half. And we sat there and went over everything they wanted to go over. So some people have more detailed questions and situations than others. We'll talk it all out. So you just click on whatever day. I do it 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, either at 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30. We get in, we get out. Some people just book me one time and then they book me another. Sometimes they get one time, I never hear from them again. It's completely up to you. All right. But the thing is, with all of this job loss and these things, it's going to affect a little bit of everything. So if you want to get into this, feel free. I'll be more than happy to help you out to make sure you understand what you shouldn't be doing. But you're going to have to mature pretty quick and get into the mindset of, I'm going to do what I can to figure this out. And I'm not going to fully depend on somebody to get me to where I want to go. because there's a lot of scammers out here, and they're going to be doing whatever they can to just get money out of you, and that's where the problem comes in at. I know, man. I know. Me and Joe got to get on here and do a live together. I know. Me and him got to do a live. We were gonna try, and then we didn't make it. But me and him, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. So this is a good business for y'all. Job loss is an opportunity. Yeah, job loss is an opportunity. Just learn what your job is, state in the state manual, and you'll will be the key to know. Correct. And then you said job losses and opportunity funds being pulled out of assets is happening. Yeah, because people may need 401k documents signed. You need to be available for them for that, or any other type of retirement funding, and everything. This is an opportunity. There's always going to be an opportunity for something out there. Unfortunately, some opportunities might be with people losing their property. Still need to be notarized. Some people might finally get a will done or a power of attorney or whatever, because stress can be a butt kicker, and they might have some medical issues and they need a power of attorney. Somebody already called me about that recently. This is an opportunity for you to figure out, okay, do I want to continue to work or do I not? This is an opportunity for you to find out what you are really made of. Because people think they're tough when they're in that W-2 job, and all they got to do is just show up more than the other person, they get promoted. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But when this is on you, when you got to make the business work, when you got to make everything flow, when it's on you to get up and get these bad boys working, when it's on you to go out and do the signing, it's on you. Some people can't really handle the reality of that because they're still looking for somebody to make it easy for them. And then when you have price increases with organizations like the NNA and all of that, man, it's a problem, because it's like, okay, I was not expecting this because this stuff isn't spoken. That's why I keep sharing with people. Get with me. I will give you the real scoop, all of that kind of stuff. And I will say, for those of you, if there's a group of federal workers or anybody who has lost their job, I'm putting my email in here. I just put it in the chat. I would say just get with me, shoot me an email, and I'm going to want proof that you're part of the layoff crew. Okay, I'm just being real with you. I need proof that you've been laid off. And I want to do and probably really what I would like to do is a group session with those people in that category. Now, if you've been out here in this business and you just been too lazy to do anything, I don't want to talk to you. From the standpoint of that, I mean, I help you, but come on, don't try to piggyback on them. Because if you ain't been contacting me and you've been out here playing around, you just watching my videos, hoping I say some magical thing, nah, okay, you're not for real, for real. But if you or a group, and a group of people are serious, you really want to figure this thing out, understand, because I know you're looking at the stuff on TikTok. Should I buy his course? Should I buy her course? Will the course really help me? I'm telling you, you're going to have to use all of that skepticism to make sure that you ain't getting screwed over. And there are some people out here, oh yeah, they say they'll give you a 30-day money back guarantee, but you just wasted 29 days on some bull jive. And then if you mess around and forget to get your money back before the 30 days is up, and you realize you just got this bull jive course, you're going to be pretty depressed. And I don't want you to do that. So that's why I do everything I can to help you. That's why I got almost 2,000 videos, probably more than any notary out there that's doing social media stuff. Because they, in my opinion, a lot of them don't really care about you, the person. They just care about what's in your wallet. Okay? Not trying to take Capital One slogan, but that's what they care about. What you got in your wallet to pay them. All I care about is making sure you can get the knowledge you need and get the courage you need and go get the support that you need and go out there and be great. That's where it's about is for me. But that's going to be up to you. You got to make that decision. Don't be afraid to step out here on faith. Don't be afraid to try to just do a little something different. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Put forth every effort to go out here and to make things happen. Them $50, yeah, it may not seem like it's worth it, but when you get a check for 850 some dollars, you be like, you know what? I needed that. Because at the end of the day, you need 850. The problem is, are you okay with how it comes? Are you okay with it coming in small increments? If you are, then cool. If you're not, then you'll never get the 850 because it may not ever come in the large increments that you want. As one thing that you did that gave you $850. But if you can get your mind right and get the naysayers out of your face and out of your ears and out of your hearts and your mind and all that, you can go out here and do some work and get 850 and then get another 850, get a lot, and then get $1,000. You can get that kind of money if you go out here and do the work. But if you're looking for things to be easy and just laid back, so you just or just to hold you over real quick before you go back off of your furlough, then this may not be the thing for you. And I would encourage you not to come into this business if you're not really willing to be a business owner. If you're looking for this just to be a flash in the pan, I'm telling you, the pan doesn't flash and there ain't nothing else to flash in it. You're just going to have to find something else to do. That's what I would strongly encourage you to do. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because people are screaming about all of this bull jive out here and nobody's coming out with a solid plan. Stop getting caught up in the emotionalism of what other people are saying they're not getting and getting pissed off about what they can't accomplish, and you figure it out for yourself. There's some help out here for you, namely here. But I don't get people riled up about what's not happening. I try to help you focus on how to make what you need to happen happen. So that's why I always focus on coming up with a plan. What kind of plan can I come up with to get you where you need to be? Because see, here's the thing. Everybody got different personalities. Everybody got different quirks that will enable them or prohibit them from being able to move out. And if you're a person who has a lot of skepticism or a lot of nervousness or whatever, and somebody's telling you to rally the crowd to make them pay you more, and you trying to figure out how to just stamp correctly, they're not caring about you, the person. They're just caring about your numbers, and they want the number of you to be on their side to push some agenda that's really to support them and just for them. The only agenda I have is for you to be great because see, I'm doing what I need to do in the business, whether you're here or not. I'm doing what I need to do in the business, whether you take a course from me or not, whether I have a course or not. None of that's irrelevant. What matters to me is that there's work out there that needs to be done. I'm in a position to do it, and I'm going to do it. And all I'm trying to do is help you do the same thing. Recognize where there's work to be done, get yourself in a position to do it, and then when the opportunity comes, go do it. It's that simple. All this worrying about what somebody else is making here, what you're not getting over there, then the simple answer is this. If you don't like what the signing company is paying you, then become a signing company. And then you get the money yourself. You get it in before the notary gets it. You don't like that money, then go become a title person. You don't like that money, become a lender. Just move up the ladder instead of staying down here at the bottom that you say is the bottom and whine about it. And you're just sitting there whining, but you're not trying to move out of it. You don't want to move out from down here. You don't have what it takes to be a title company or a signing service or a lender. So you just sit down here at the bottom, just making noise all day long, irritating everybody else, and not doing anything to move yourself to the next level. And then you want to criticize other people. Well, see, you taking them little small orders, you hurting the business, you making us struggle out here. No, you was already struggling because you're struggling in your daggone mind. You already struggling. You already on struggle street. You was born that way in some cases with some of y'all. And you, oh, hold on, let me mute that. That's the Amazon telling me the basketball games and stuff. So that's my thing. You already struggling. And you don't know how to get yourself out. So now you're trying to rally everybody else. Don't get sucked in to their issues. They got issues, don't get sucked into them. You stand 10 toes down for you, they stand 10 toes down for themselves. It's that simple. That's what you need to do. Hold on one second. Let me find something for y'all. And we're gonna close this out with this one little thing I want to show y'all. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me find this real quick. Well, it might be. All right. So I'm going to show two things to y'all. All right. All right. I'm going to show y'all two things. All right. And y'all should be able to hear this nice and clear.
Poor people talk about other people. Wealthy people talk about their ideas. I need to say that again?
Say it again, because somebody probably walked to the bathroom.
Poor people, surviving mindset, talk about other people. Wealthy people, thriving mindset, building mindset, talk about their ideas. What's a patent?
Said that outside.
What is a patent? It's a monetized idea. I mentioned that earlier. You cannot create in noise. Even, you got this beautiful studio, but when you guys are doing your magic, like right now, you can hear a pin drop. It's no different than anything else. Quiet the noise. First thing you got to quiet is inside of yourself. So here's one for everybody. Slavery did a job on us. There's a difference between Black Americans, Black Caribbeans, and Black Africans, even though we all come from Africa, all of us. In fact, all of mankind comes from Africa. That's a different conversation. The difference is slavery lasted longer under a brutal commercial enterprise here. It destroyed our self-esteem. What's my point? If I don't like me, I'm not going to like you.
That's the violence.
If I don't feel good about me, I'm not going to feel good about you. Real talk. If I don't respect me, don't expect me to respect you. If I don't love me, I don't have a clue how to love you. Here's a big one. If I don't have a purpose in my life, I'm going to make your life a living hell.
Right.
Because whatever goes around, comes around.
And outside of even slavery, there's a lot of tragedy that has happened to us. Oh, that's the kids. That has happened to a lot of us that has made us divisive, affected our self-esteem, our belief in ourselves. And what I hear a lot of times from a lot of these people when they start attacking big corporations and other people who've got more money than them, all this and it's all about taking down the big people because you're just this little person and you got to go after them and hurt them. Those people are probably hurting themselves. There's something going on inside of them. I've been around long enough to know that when you're constantly talking about taking somebody out and you're not talking about how you can work with them, a lot of this rhetoric out here has nothing to do with how the lender, the title, the signing, and the notary can work with each other. It's all the lender, title, signing company, shut up and pay notaries their money. There is no talk about us working together. There's no talk about making things better. What ideas can we have that you have as a notary that can enhance what they're doing as a signing company, title company, or lender? There's none. It's I want to dominate over you and take what you got, and you give me more what you have because you got all this here. I know you do, and you better give it to me, or I'm going to make your life a living hell. And that's essentially what they're saying out here. The men and the women. Tell me if I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Oh, I see we got some people that dropped out when that came. I don't know if they black folk, white folk. But see, this is real talk. This is real talk. So you got to be careful out here, especially those of you who have lost your job. You got to be careful because there's some folk out here in this notary business that's with that ish. And they will have you up there. Yeah, man, that's right. We're going to fight. And they out there, ooh, and they just making all kind of money off of that. But let me play this next one for y'all.
What stands in your way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacle is the way. Where there is no obstacle, there is no way. In other words, obstacles do not block the path. Obstacles are the path. Yes. That's exactly right. What is the first thing God does when he gives you an assignment he feels that you are prepared for, Pastor? He puts an obstacle in your way. Yes. And your job is to find a way over, around, through, and under that obstacle. Learn the lessons, stumble, fall, make the mistakes, and apply those lessons to the next assignment God feels that you are prepared for. And then he does what? He puts an obstacle in your way. When you look back over your entire life, that's your entire life. It's overcoming obstacle. Poverty mindset. We're not in the best position that we ought to be. It's an obstacle. The lessons that we must learn from this. We're powerful people. We can do this, and we will do this. We have no choice. And we have to have each other to do it. What stays.
He said, I recommend you today to a 20-year military man that is currently furloughed and he has his notary commission. Cool. Suggested to go to determine what's next. Let him. Yeah. Thank you, my man. Thank you. So I know one said they didn't hear that. So y'all heard what it said. Are you willing to deal with the obstacles? See, there's an obstacle here of this fee thing and how many pages you got to print and how far you got to drive. And a lot of people are stuck at those obstacles. Ooh, boy, that's going to preach all day. They are stuck at the obstacle. So instead of finding a way to go through the obstacle or use that obstacle to your advantage, you're like, hey, y'all need to move this obstacle out of my way. I don't even want to deal with anything. I'm too stressed to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to overcome nothing. I just want to have it on easy street. You got to sometimes learn how to get out there and overcome your obstacles. And a lot of people have a hard time overcoming obstacles. Okay. They really, really, really do. So let me play this for you. I got a third one for you. I'm sorry, because this is one I really, really wanted to play. Show you. So what my man Joe said here, he said, it's not like W-2 and start next Tuesday type. That is right. No, this is not a simple thing next to. You got to learn the craft. That's what I do. I help you learn the craft. So let me play this one for you. This one is a good one. This one is a good one.
Never promoted a person until.
If you can't build with them, don't chill with them. And stay away from still people. Still complaining, still broke, still hating, and still going nowhere. Stay away from people who are still. Now, bottom line, and this is basically what we're going to be talking about for the rest of the week, which is business and building wealth. But business is about relationships. Without relationships, you have no business. Without relationships, you have no business being in business. In fact, the business you're really in, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, is the business of building relationships. That's the business that you are really in. If you can't
My bad. My bad. You can't, as one lady said earlier, you can't build. It's about building relationships. And as he said, you can't build relationships if you're dealing with people who are still fussing, who are still complaining, who got all this stuff that they're still doing, and they're not coming up with any solutions to any problems. That's where we're stuck at. And I don't understand why y'all don't see this. And I don't understand why y'all supporting people, men, women, young, old, whoever, that are still fussing about something that they have no plan to fix. What is the plan outside of we're going to embarrass you, we're going to call you out, we're going to put you on Front Street? That ain't a plan. How about some solid negotiations? How about let's find out what their concern is? Well, why don't we learn? Why do y'all pay us this fee? I mean, in our opinion, we think you can pay us more. Can you show us why you can't? What factors go into this? Maybe they don't realize that. Maybe they're just going with the status quo. Could be. But is there something you require from us that will make you feel more comfortable and justified in paying us the fee? Especially if you're a company that is ran by shareholders. Because now you're talking about possibly either reducing your profit because to pay me more, or increase your fees to your clientele. And how would your competitors deal with that? Would your competitors say, oh yeah, Earl Jones, Tyler and Escrow, or lending company just raised fees to their customers to pay for a notary by 35%. We don't do that. The notaries we work with accept the fees that we charge. See, y'all ain't think about that. Because they talk and they know. And then they say, well, yeah, they charging us more because apparently they got add a $35 surcharge on the normal notary fee. Oh, we don't charge a surcharge on notary fees. The notaries we have, they work with us. Whatever. Yeah, we pay our notaries this and they good with that. Nobody thought about that. I've been holding that in my back pocket for a while. Y'all got to really open your minds. What y'all want, maybe not y'all here, but what most people want, and I'm saying this to people who watch this replay, what you want is to be told how to make money, not how to do your job. I'm the how to do your job notary guy. That's who I am. I'm going to help you learn how to do your job. What you're talking about is that you really want to be with people who are telling you how to make money, meaning, do I do it with loan closing? Do I do it with apostille? Do I do it with this? Do I do it with that? What do I do it with? Oh, if you go over here and do that, if you stand on this street corner and ... if you go to Starbucks and ... you tell them, hey, you're at the bus stop with your table and stuff, and you can make no money that way. So this is just about making money. How can I make money? Not how can I do my job right when I'm making money. The worst thing a business owner can do is to be making money and doing their job wrong. And a lot of you aren't even thinking about doing your job right. You just want to find a shortcut. And if you do, if you have been told how to do it correctly, but within the confines of being told how to do it correctly, you start thinking about shortcuts, your heart and mind ain't in the right spot. I'm showing you how to do something and you're already talking about shortcuts. You ain't even tried the right way. You haven't even put forth the effort, but you want to find 5 shortcuts to the one simple way of doing something. All you got to do is this. Well, what if I did this? Can I get away with it? Would I get in trouble? Well, you won't get in trouble if you do it the way I'm showing you, which is the right way to do it. Yeah, but that just seems a little bit archaic. Do what I'm asking you to do. Do what they're asking you to do. Can you do that? And that's why a lot of people fail in business. Most definitely, that's why a lot of folks fail at their jobs, because they cannot do what is being asked of them. Yeah, I know you said to show up at 8 o'clock, but I'm really more of a 8:30, 9-ish, 10 person. You know what? We understand. when you leave for today, matter of fact, leave right now, don't come back. Many of you have been managers and supervisors, and y'all didn't put up with people not listening to you and following your guidelines, but then you become a notary and you don't want to do what the people telling you to do. You're upset that they told you print 2 copies and don't do double-sided. Don't double-sided print. You're pissed off at them about that. And you literally will say, well, that ain't, well, see, you got to pay me more money if you want me to print single-sided. No, print single-sided for the $85 we paid. Now, I think printing double-sided, I think printing single-sided is worth $400. Your heart and mind ain't right. Your heart and mind ain't right whatsoever. So this is the kind of bull jive that's going on out here. And I don't want y'all getting caught up in it whatsoever. Okay. Okay. Let me play this one for y'all. Let me play with this. I think y'all will like this one here.
To generation, and the very poor think day to day. The poor tend to think week to week. The middle class tends to think month to month. The rich think year to year. The very rich think decade to decade and generation to generation. And the primary goal of the very poor, and poor is survival. The primary goal of the middle class is comfort. And the primary goal of the rich and the very rich is freedom, the intergenerational transfer of wealth, and they will do whatever it takes to experience an abundance of freedom. Wealth and transferring that wealth to succeeding generations is critical. The very
I'm going to end on this, hopefully. I can almost guarantee you that a lot of the people who are doing some of the most fussiness about the fees on a consistent basis, they have a poor mindset. Their mindset is poor, as well as probably their bank account. And I know you're like, oh. There are some truths out here in this world. And as you lived on this earth, you know that poor people just tend to think about today. And they're not looking at the long goal. Do you realize for the last 7 years that I've really been working my butt off with this business? And during that time, I've had, this is the 7th year, so the 6 prior anniversaries, I really couldn't take time off like I wanted to because I'm growing the business. And today it made me feel so good to know that I've grown this business to a point that I can take my anniversary off. Now I got 3 closings tomorrow I'm gonna knock out, but I took all day today off. And the only reason why I had one thing to do, which was a house inspection, because out of habit, I selected it just out of habit yesterday. And I'm like, I gotta do it. But it was only 6 minutes from my house. But outside of that, I went and did that first thing this morning, and all day today, I just kicked it with my wife. We had ourselves a lovely, lovely time. And she understands my drive to work and to provide and to take care. I'm thinking long term. When I started this business, I knew there would be times where I could not spend it. There was going to be times where I couldn't spend as much time as I wanted to with my family. I might have to split a birthday or any kind of celebration in half and go do some closings and then come back. I got there, or be at the thing and then I got to go leave early. But today was a milestone for me to be able to do that. And I just kicked back and I was just like, this is nice. This is nice. I'm thinking long term. I admit I'm not at the decade thought process. No, I'm not there. month, and probably a couple of years out. Admittedly, so that's where I'm at. Y'all got to protect your mind and your heart from all this stuff that's going on out here. There's a whole lot of psychological warfare going on out here. And people will put forth a lot of effort to make you feel bad about where you're at and who you are and what your dreams and goals and desires are. They don't know you. They're just a face on the internet, and they come across so pristine, like they know and they care and they know how to hit the pain points. Protect your pain points. Don't share them with just random people. And sometimes you don't have to share them. They just know what they are because they understand human nature. But just because of some, let me go ahead. Can you come take a look at that? Make sure the right person is looking at it. Oh, I'm having a problem with the finances. Make sure the right person is looking at it. We having problems in our marriage. Make sure the right person is looking at it. Just because they talk a good game don't mean they know how to play the game and fix things. I'm gonna say this, and I mean this out of the fullness of my heart. I love y'all. I really do. I love y'all. And the only thing that makes me sad in this life right now is to see many of you who are putting forth an effort to do this business, and then you got all these suckers out here trying to take advantage of y'all, and y'all won't stand up to them. Do not be afraid to stand up to them. Do not be afraid to tell them no. Do not be afraid to make them justify anything to you. I don't care if you do have a 50% off sale till midnight. I'm gonna wait. Let me pray about it. Let me go talk to some other people. Let me look a little bit more into what you got going on to make sure that it's even worth whatever dollar amount I'm gonna pay you. But that's my right as a business owner. That's my right as an adult, as a man, as a woman. That is my right. So I can't have you taking that away from me. You will not take my right away to be able to check you and investigate the mess that you got going on, to make sure you legit. I don't care how much money you claim you making. When people tell me, oh, I'm a millionaire, then why are you slumming down here with me? Because based off of what this gentleman just said, millionaires are thinking generation to generation, decades out. And hanging out here with me on Clubhouse, hanging over here with me on this Facebook group. And I guarantee they always got something that's not related to what you're trying to grow and build. They always got to sell you something, but what they're trying to sell you has nothing to do with where your heart is at. And anytime somebody presents me some kind of opportunity that's designed to pull my heart away from where I want it to be, I'm done with you. Because you ain't heard my heart. My heart is with Notary. Well, yeah, but see this other stuff, I don't want to do the other stuff. And then they get angry with you and put you down. See, that's why you ain't going to be successful. That's why. Now we find out. See, that's how you find out where these suckers are at. They get angry with you when you stand up for what you believe in, with what you know that is true for you. They get angry. They get angry that you challenge them. Anybody who gets angry that you're questioning why they're trying to implement or suggest or move people in a certain direction, and they can't come back and give you documented proof or some kind of clear explanation, that's a problem. They get angry at you questioning them. If you're angry at them for what you claim they're doing to us as notaries, then why you want to question them, then why can't we question you? Why you're so upset with us and you don't want them to be angry with you for questioning them. You want them just to pay us our money. But then we question you and then you got a problem with it. and then you want to make it seem like somebody's after you or against you. No, you saying some stuff out here publicly, it don't make sense. You're teaching stuff publicly and it don't make sense. And hang up on them. And thank y'all for the anniversary wishes. I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. 32 years having a great time. So you want to have a one-on-one with me, chop it up down there in the description. If anybody out here is one of them TMCs and you think I'm talking about you, then clarify the air for everybody. Clarify the air. You ain't got, if you don't want to talk to me, you ain't got to talk to me. But clarify the air. Give us your plan. Put it on paper. Make it plain. Make it plain. So that we'll know what the end result is. Because I'm telling y'all now, any kind of action that's going to happen, you're not going to start seeing a pay increase by December. And if you do, great. But that might just be with one or two companies. You talking about whole industry wide. So in the interim, you got to decide whether you're going to pay NNA at $300 or you just going to wing it on your own. And either way it goes, I think you'll be fine. If you got what it takes in here and up here, you'll be fine. So figure out what you want to do. Go do it. I'll do what I can to help you, or I may never hear from you. But either way it goes, it's up to you to make it happen. And in the process, just don't take advantage of people and give them a bunch of BS, so-called self-help and training, or whatever you want to call it, and then take advantage of them. Please don't. Don't do that. All right. Well, y'all have a good one. I greatly appreciate y'all. Go down here because the people are still here kicking it here at the house. And I'm going to chop it up with them, and then I'm going to print my documents out for tomorrow. But thank y'all very, very much for the anniversary wishes. 32 great years of kicking it with my wife. Love her. She loves me. We're doing great together. Couldn't ask for any more. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.